Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to
Mamá Cita, your weekly mama date
where we discuss all things momming while Latina.
Hi, I'm Wendy. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom by day and flamenco dancer and writer by night. I live in the suburbs. I'm raising 2 bicultural children. I'm from El Salvador, but grew up in Los Angeles in a very traditional Latin household.
And I'm Alex. I'm a single mom of a fabulous 5-year-old girl. I'm an artist, actress, and dancer living in LA. My life is not so traditional.
We've been friends for over 13 years, and trust us, figuring out motherhood is way more fun with your fellow Mamá Citas. Are you done selfing?
No, not yet.
Just kidding.
Look, I put snowflakes.
Aww.
They're coming out of my sweater.
Because you're Elsa and Anya. You've been playing
Anna.
a little too long. It should be Anya.
You obviously haven't played enough.
I just
Elsa and Anna.
I tune it out.
Elsa and Anna, what kind of mother are you?
A bad one.
Do you know all the songs?
No. Let it snow, let it snow.
Oh my god.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Girl, I cannot believe you just
Come
said
over
that.
to my room.
Girl, let's let it go. Your mother license is being revoked. I cannot believe
We're gonna
you.
build a snowman. Whatever. So I've talked about little kid things until my brain has started to disintegrate from lack of actual use. Because, it's a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. I shrunk an inch. I went from 5'5" to 5'4".
Wait,
but
you
it's
shrunk?
mostly...
You shrunk during the pandemic.
I did. I shrunk during the pandemic.
She lost an inch.
A whole inch.
But an inch makes a difference.
Damn it, I played. And if my kids so much as allude to some bull that I never played with them, I'm going to disown them. That's it.
Wow.
I feel very passionately about the fact that I have played with my children.
I can hear that. I can feel it all the way over here. My goodness. Welcome to Mamá Cita podcast.
And you know why?
Do you play with your kids? Let's rewind and go back to the beginning of the pandemic. Like, what was life like before that for you? Like, was it a huge difference?
Yes.
Like, come March when all that shit went down, did your life get flipped upside down? I feel like... This is like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground.
It's where I spend most of my days chilling out, relaxing, not cool.
Shooting some people
outside of the school. When a couple of guys who
They
were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. So you're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air. I whistle for a cab.
So
and when
wait,
we came
have you
near,
been to Bel Air?
Yeah.
Because I went to UCLA and my entrance for UCLA was right in front of the
Bel Air,
main entrance of Bel Air. So I took a wrong turn and I was like, I'll turn here. And I'm driving my shitty car through Bel Air. I got escorted out of Bel Air.
Are you serious?
Yes. They were like, this
You don't
car
belong
doesn't
here.
belong here. And they flashed the lights. And they were like,
Who escorted you out? Like a security guard?
yeah, some Bel Air security guard. And they were like, move on out, lady. Keep going. Keep going. You don't belong here.
Wow.
Yeah. Lots of fun lessons to be learned in Bel Air and on the West Side. Oh my God, I have stories about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We should have a whole episode
We
about
should.
stories.
Okay, so I had a baby in 2019, December of 2019, and by March 2020, we were officially in a pandemic. And it sucks because in March, I had a newborn and a 4-year-old who needed my attention all the time. And I thought this pandemic was not going to last. I was one of those who was hopeful, right?
Yeah.
I'm the eternal optimist. I'm like, it's going to be okay. We've been through SARS. We've been through swine flu. I have a closet full of beer. My husband's a brewmaster. I'm good.
We're good, yeah.
It's going to be fine. Plus, I had just finished my first weekend of real life. What was real life at that point?
What do you mean real life? What does that mean?
So your birthday's in March, and we went to this fabulous restaurant,
Yes. Oh.
OTM, right, in LA?
Odium.
OTM?
Odium.
OTM.
Pero qué fancy.
Pero que no se dice así, es OTM. Así se escribe.
Odium.
No.
No?
It's OTM.
OTM.
So we went to OTM, and it was fabulous.
In downtown LA.
Yes.
And it was fabulous.
It
darling.
was. It was for your birthday. And you know what? I was feeling pretty about myself.
What's been happening?
And Mamá Cita status. Because you know what? Like, it was the first time since I had the baby that I fit into like regular clothes.
And you were wearing really cute shoes.
Yes.
I took a picture. I remember I was like, my friends are hot.
I wore like some tight jeans that I could actually fit into. I mean, I had a little help underneath, but nobody needs to know that.
Spanx.
I had like the leotard, the Spanx, the tights, the compression undies, the push-up bra. But you know what? I fit into those jeans, damn it. And I wore my fly stilettos, and I had on a white shirt, and I was like, who am I showing up to this fancy restaurant with a 2.5-month-old and this 4-year-old wearing white, thinking that I'm gonna stay clean? And you know what? I stayed clean. My shirt was white the whole night.
Yes, that was a good night.
It was. We did happy birthday and everything. It was fun. It was like on Monday night too. I was
it
like,
was.
I'm so awesome. I'm out on a Monday night. I have 2 children. What? And then that weekend, I left both kids for the first time, and we went to a concert.
We went to see Delirium Musicum. And they were so good.
They were so good. And then we
Shout out to them. Woo-hoo.
Yes. And then remember, we did like our grand jetés in front of the...
on the red carpet.
on the red carpet. So remember we met in that cool fancy wine bar where it was like the speakeasy. You had to like go underneath and through the door, but it wasn't a door. It was like
we were pretty
the
fabulous
dungeon.
back in like March of 2020. You guys, we were living it up.
This is all right before the pandemic.
This was the beginning of 2020 when we're like, this is the year.
Yes.
This is the year, you guys. Oh my God,
I was like, I got this. And then, like 5 days later, it was like, wah, 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 shut down.
When it first happened, you said you were hopeful. You thought it was gonna.
Yeah, I was hopeful. I was like,
you thought it was gonna be like a 2-week thing, like.
Yeah, you know, maybe not 2 weeks, but I was like, it'll be fine. Like, we'll get through this. It's gonna be good. And then it just kept dragging on.
I thought it was going to be like a short thing. And I was actually happy in the beginning because I'm like, oh, okay, everything's shutting down. We're staying home. Good. I can take like a little 2-week break or like 3-week break. You know, like I can use the little vacation.
Little did you know.
Oh my God. And then it was like one thing after the next.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's funny because this past week it was Groundhog Day. Mm-hmm. And people have been making all the jokes about like the pandemic has been one Groundhog Day after the next. Do you remember this movie? No, you don't, because you don't watch movies. Alex does not watch movies. This is a running joke in our house. So Groundhog Day with Bill Murray.
I know, yes,
the day repeats over and over and over
yes,
again.
Yes,
That's been the pandemic, and Groundhog Day literally happened this past Tuesday. And my son was like, it's Groundhog Day. And I'm like, yep.
It's been Groundhog Day.
We're in it, buddy. Groundhog Day.
Oh my God. Personally, I feel like the majority of 2020 was actually pretty good for me. I know the world was like upside down and going crazy, I know.
Yeah.
But like I said, that break, that like pause of everything kind of, you know, being like on hold was really good for me and like my mental health in the beginning.
Elaborate.
I needed a break. So not having to go to work and not feeling like the responsibility. I don't know. It's just because like everything slowed down.
Yeah.
And you know, I like to go slow. On like everything. I take my time.
Take it easy.
Tómalo con take it easy, okay? Tómalo con take it easy. That's how I am. Like, you know, I go with the flow. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I get to stay home in my PJs all day, every day and not feel guilty because everyone else is doing this too. Score. So I was good. Do you remember when everyone was complaining in the beginning of all this that they were bored? How in the world are you bored? I was so excited. I'm like, I can do this and I can do that and I can paint and I can dance and I can write and I can blah, blah, blah. Like I had so many things that I wanted to do. I'm like, I'm going to rearrange. I'm going to redecorate. I was excited. I thought it was ridiculous.
Yes.
Like people complaining about being bored. I'm like, do you understand
Get
the
an
opportunity?
imagination.
Yeah. Like you can do anything that you want to do. And I remember I always felt like I had no time to do all the things that I wanted to do because there was so much that I wanted to get done. I was so creative. I was loving it. I feel like now, okay, it's been almost a year, right?
Yeah,
it's been a
pretty
year
much.
of this.
By the time this releases, it'll be
a year. Right now I'm a mess. Now I'm like, oh crap, because now I feel like the world is getting back to normal and things are starting to like speed up again, you know, and I'm not there. And I'm like, oh shit, now I gotta like catch up again. I liked it when everything was
Well,
on
you know what it
pause.
was? At the very beginning, it felt like a little vacation. And
It
I think
did.
a lot of people felt like, yes, I can finally work from home. Like, I finally get a break from the office. It was a nice change of pace, and I totally agree with that.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's nice. And I think a lot of people discovered that they can do their jobs from home, which is going to change the office completely. I've been talking about this for a year. I'm like, the modern office, guys. There's a whole book about it, The Modern Office.
Yeah.
Change it up. Not everybody has to do their work 9 to 5.
Sitting at a desk in
sitting
some
at a desk.
building. Like you can
Yes.
sit at home and do it.
Jobs can be very dynamic. And I think that's what we've discovered with the pandemic, which is wonderful. And we'll get to all that later, I think, like all the good things that have come out of the pandemic. But right now we were feeling ourselves, and then the whole world shut down.
Yeah. I never imagined that it would be a whole year. And it's not even done. Life is just not the same. And not to say that it should go back to the way it was, because it shouldn't. Things, I
We've
think, have changed.
Yeah, we've
the
all
world
changed.
has changed, and I think for the better.
Yeah.
So it's not like I want things to go back to the way they were, but it's still difficult to adapt to life right now. I don't know. It's weird.
So when the pandemic first started, I really leaned into this whole stay-at-home mom thing. That has never been my plan. You know, the way I've always described it, at least in blurbs about myself, because in this day and age you always have to give a blurb about yourself, is that I'm a stay-at-home mom by day and I work at night, because most of my work has been at night, right?
Yeah.
Either dancing as a teacher, as a performer, or if I'm doing my own personal work that I'm trying to sell out into the world, like the work happens at night.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic started and I really became a stay-at-home mom, because all of the things that I have done for work pretty much my whole adult life were not happening. And they're still not happening.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been a whole year where literally I have been a full-on stay-at-home mom, and I leaned into it hardcore because I was like, I'm gonna be the best stay-at-home mom I can be for my children during this time. But you know what? That's not sustainable. Doing something for somebody else all the time and doing nothing for yourself is not a sustainable way of living.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I've discovered during this pandemic, is that yes, I've done a good job at being a stay-at-home mom. I've done a good job at being a playmate, at managing my home, you know, of taking care of my family, doing all these things. I'm busy, right? Like, I do a lot. Am I doing something for myself? Not every day until lately. You know, and that's because I was like, I cannot continue living like this. I'm a creative person. I can't just ignore myself and think that it's going to be fine. It's not. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my family. It's, you know, if I'm good, they're good.
Exactly.
So I definitely, like we talk about on Mamá Cita all the time, it's like I have to take care of myself. And so, yeah, by the end of 2020, I was like, okay, you know, I did this whole like full-on selfless, not even madre sacrificada, because you know what? I can't complain. I'm literally talking from a place of privilege. Like, I have so many privileges. And so I'm not complaining, and I feel like a shithead every time I complain, because my 20-year-old self would just roll her eyes at me and be like, bitch, you got it good, shut up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not even complaining and really believing myself, because I can't. Like, I can't take myself too seriously. Are we going to start this again? So yeah, I can't even take myself too seriously. But yes, as soon as my son was able to go back to school, I was like, okay, I still have Alouette at home with me, but she naps. So now I have these hours that I can do things for myself. And I've really held on to these things with a discipline. Like, I plan the shit out. I'm like, I got 30 minutes, I got 45 minutes. What am I getting done for myself during this time? And you know what? It's definitely has been life-changing. I mean, I know it sounds so corny, but it has. Like, I feel so much better. I feel like little by little, I'm getting all of these things done. Like, it could be tiny little steps forward. It could be one thing. Yeah. But the sense of accomplishment, like, I have a little bit of control, or like I'm going forward with something that I have planned for myself, is huge.
That's awesome. It's funny because I have the complete opposite experience. You remember last year? Remember that one time? It was like the first time that we saw each other after the whole pandemic hit. We went to the beach because we wanted to be like outdoors and like at a distance, right? We like hung out like 6 feet apart. It had been like
months and months since I hadn't seen you.
Yeah, we hadn't seen each other. We decided to meet up at the beach. We had to interact with somebody else. We had been like locked up at home. And remember, I was like feeling so good. Remember I was talking about it? I was the corny one at that point. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, because I like discovered self-care and I was doing all these things for myself. You know what it is? I felt during that time that the world was like on pause, right? Like everything slowed down. And so what that did for me was it took away this pressure of having to be productive. I always feel guilty for not being productive enough.
I don't think that's just you. I think that's generally like American culture.
And I think especially
be productive.
Especially when you don't have like a steady job, when you work for yourself, you know, because I always have to be the one, you know, looking for work and like actively working on projects and doing things.
Yes, and you're a freelancer. So this is what we do.
Exactly. So if I'm not, you know, doing things all the time, then I feel guilty for not being productive. And so what 2020 did for me, at least in the beginning, it like took that pressure off. So I was like, okay, well, if everyone's chilling out, then I can chill out too. And I hadn't felt that way in so long. And so I started taking care of myself and doing all these things for myself. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I felt so good. So most of my time was spent either like doing yoga, meditating, doing things for myself that I loved, living the dream, and teaching Sophia, because she had just started school and she went to school for like 3 weeks, literally like 3 weeks. And then the pandemic hit. So she was in this whole like mindset, like she had her backpack. She was like so excited, you know, it was like a big girl thing. And I'm like, okay, I got this. I became her teacher and we did so many activities. And you know what? I loved it. I loved teaching her. We were doing everything, you know, math and reading and whatever. We had so much fun. I was like, okay, if we're going to be home and this is going to be like some crazy moment that my daughter is going to remember forever, because this shit is crazy what we're living through right now. Yeah. We are going to make it fun, and you are going to have the best memories of being stuck at home with your mom. The world is going crazy, but we are having fun. We played dress up, we made films, like we played so much. Because I remember a lot of people saying like, oh my God, like our kids are gonna be traumatized. And
that's what I heard, and that's why I was like, I'm gonna be the best mom I can possibly come up with.
Yeah, like I didn't want to I did not want to make this a tragic thing for her. I mean, I know it has been tragic in the world, I get it. But I didn't want that to be, you know, the memories that she has of this time.
And I don't think she will. No. You guys have done such a great job.
Oh my God, we have had so much fun. You know, we live in an apartment, like there's not that much room. I mean, you know, it's a good sized apartment, but still we were like stuck inside, because remember at the beginning, like you couldn't even go outside. Like it was so weird because we didn't know. Yeah, well, at that point it was scary because we didn't have the information. Like I was just like inside the house. I blew up, do you remember this? I blew up one of those kiddie pools inside the house.
Oh, I do remember
and
this.
And just threw like all the stuffed animals in there. I'm like, fuck it. We're just gonna throw a party, and this is gonna be like one big slumber party, and we're just gonna have fun. I'm just gonna make this the best experience ever for her.
So I love how you've been able to play with Sophia and, get super creative during this whole time. My question for you is, did your mom ever play with you in this way?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Ever? No memories of her playing?
I think the memories that try to come to mind are of her playing with Sophia. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
I'm like, wait, I have seen my mom play because I've seen this. Oh, but it wasn't with me.
No.
It wasn't me. She plays with Sophia, and she's really good at playing. Like, they play like, pretend, like doctor, and like with the babies and whatever. Yes. But she never played the way that I play.
No,
with
I'm
Sophia.
sure she didn't.
Like, she was not the type to like get on the floor and like build stuff and like actually like engage, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
play
That's what I've
pretend
been
and dress
saying.
up. No. Mm-mm. When she's been with Sophia, she does play with Sophia, and she's really good about it, but not with me.
Yeah, so my mom is great with playing with my kids. Mm-hmm. She's on the floor, they're laughing. She does superheroes, she does tea parties, she does anything that the kids want to play with. She's right there with them. And it's funny because she did not play like that with me either. In fact, what she would say to me every time I said, ¿Quieres jugar conmigo? Vamos a jugar. Do you want to play with me? Let's play. She would say, ¿Quieres que vaya a llamar al ejército para que venga a jugar contigo?
What?
That means, do you want me to call the army to come play with you? I don't even know where she got that from,
Yeah.
what it means, or why she would say this to me. Honestly, all she had to do was be honest and be like, no, I don't want to play. No, I'm busy doing blah, blah, blah. No, I hate you. Whatever. But it all goes back down to like communication and talking to our kids, right? I mean, the truth never occurred to her. But the saying, which she said to me all the time, first of all, is that even a saying in Latin America?
I've never heard that.
Me
I have
neither.
no idea what that
¿Quieres
is.
que vaya a llamar al ejército para que venga a jugar contigo? I actually asked her this later on.
What did she say?
And she was like, I never said this.
Of
and I was
course
like,
not. Selective memory.
totally.
Oh, yeah.
But on the other hand, she did, teach me how to read. She taught me how to write. She's a teacher.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that is her degree. And so I did learn my colors. I learned, all the things that you learn in elementary school, preschool and stuff. Like, by the time I would move to the United States, like, I already knew how to do all that stuff. And it
Yeah.
was, like, easy for me to be in school here. Math, reading, writing, all that stuff. She also taught me how to clean. So I feel like she taught me all the things
Taught
she
you other
thought
things were necessary, but
Yes.
not playing.
Yeah, she taught me the things that she thought were necessary for survival
Yeah.
or for a girl at that time. So it's like reading, writing, cleaning. She skipped the
But
cooking.
not cooking or baking.
No,
Not
she
cooking
skipped
or
the
baking.
cooking. And I think that's because she had issues with her mother.
Yeah.
The way I probably have issues with her.
Yeah. So no, my mom didn't play with me. I don't have memories of my mom playing with me. I have memories of hanging out with my mom all the time, watching the telenovelas, we had
Yeah.
our bonding moments, of course. Mm-hmm. But as far as like playing, not really.
Yeah, and you know why I think, okay, and this is my generalization for today, is that people didn't understand that children learn through playing.
The importance of playing
Yes.
and their imagination. and-
Exactly. But now science has taught us
Yeah.
that children learn everything they need to learn playing. That's why
Yeah.
there's play-based school. My son goes to a play-based school. They're not, doing specific math, science, and writing and all these things. They're playing and solving problems.
I encourage playtime because I want her to use her imagination and not lose it, because I feel like that's something, like we all are born with that. Like we all have this awesome imagination and this creativity, and then we lose it because it gets shut down.
You don't lose it, you use it. I'm telling you, it's like your
You
brain.
just said that backwards, you know that.
If you don't lose it, you use it. I'm sticking with it.
All right. You do you, girl.
If you don't lose your imagination, you use it. I'm sticking with it.
It's true. It's true. And that's how you become like a successful artist or a creative person because you did not lose it. Therefore, you use it.
That's
and
going
then
on
you
a
monetize.
T-shirt. That's going on a T-shirt. All right. So we've talked about playing with our kids nonstop.
Yes.
Until the point where you shrink an inch and your brain cells start to die little by little.
That's all you, girl.
Oh, what? Really? Just me? Okay, so I either played too many little kid games where I did not engage my mind, or I drank too much, which was another one of my pandemic habits. I've had a couple. Because the way I dealt with the pandemic was by drinking. And I'm not even going to lie. I'm not saying that I became this drunkard who was like outraging or like throwing glasses. No, you were just
enraging.
I was inside
the house raging,
throwing plastic cups at my children. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Definitely not. No, you know what happened is for Christmas 2019, my husband asked for a bar. That's what he wanted for Christmas. Mm-hmm. And so my sister-in-law was like, okay, we're going to set him up with all the bar equipment, all the things that he needs for a bar because he wants to make cocktails. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And so we got everything we could possibly need to have a fully stocked bar. Mm-hmm. I mean, how genius is this right before a pandemic? I mean...
You guys are pretty cool.
We're pretty genius. I'm just saying.
I am not that person. I had like... no alcohol. Well, in the very beginning, I was having like a couple drinks here and there, but I don't really drink.
We had this fully stocked bar. The whole point was because we wanted to learn how to make all these fun craft cocktails, you know, with like the essence of elderflower and berries and shit like that.
Yeah.
We're like, we're going to make it all. We got the fancy ice cubes, all the things. And so, of course, that was my hobby at the very beginning of the pandemic because that's where we were at mentally. We were like, we're going to make craft cocktails. It just happened to be
fancy. Yeah.
That we were in a pandemic. So really, we were not leaving the house. I wasn't working. And so now we have happy hour every single day.
Happy hour every hour of the day.
No, it wasn't even that much because obviously I have 2 small children. But yeah, I mean, it did become a thing in my house where it was like every day, we're going to have a fun cocktail and it's happy hour because we can't leave our house. And this is just going to be a way to bring us all together and kind of commiserate and have a fun time, even if we're all stuck in the house together.
Yeah.
It was not a horrible situation. It was good.
It was like your escape.
Totally. Total escapism.
Yeah. For me, as a good Pisces, I just
Pisces or Pisces?
I always say Pisces. Pisces.
I feel like I've never heard that in my entire life.
Pisces? Pisces, you guys.
Species? Pisces.
Whatever.
Pantuflas. Okay.
Oh
you took the fun away from that word when you took the N away from me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's never going to be the same again.
Pisces. Okay. As a good Pisces, I escape reality. Like, I don't like real life. Like, I rather live in a fantasy world.
This is why you're an actress.
This is why I'm an actress. And this is why I loved that whole time of, like, the whole world is on pause because I'm like, perfect. I'm going into fantasy world and all I'm going to do is play all day and ignore adult life, ignore responsibilities, like bills, what, job, who, like, you know, I'm like, I'm just not going to be an adult. Plus, that's already kind of my personality anyway. Like, I'm kind of like a kid. I mean, you know, you've seen this. Like, I come over to your house and then I'll like get on the floor and play like, you know, a board game with the kids. And you're like, really, Alex?
Yeah.
Do you remember that time?
I was like, I thought you came to play with me.
Yeah. Like all the adults are like sitting at the table having wine and I'm like over with the kids like playing a board game on the floor. I'm just kind of like that.
Or you're wearing an Elsa and Anya sweater to podcasting.
Elsa and Anna.
It should just be Anya. Come on, guys.
I was talking to one of our friends and I remember I brought up the subject of playing with your kids. Mm-hmm. And she was like, like literally that was her.
Scoff.
Yeah, that was her reaction. It was like, what? Play? Like with toys? I'm like, well, yeah. And it was so funny because for her, it was so like such a crazy thought. Like, what? Me? Like, play with toys with my kid? It seemed like such a crazy idea. And I'm like, well, yeah, don't you?
Okay, so first of all, I think this idea of playing with your children is very revolutionary. It's a whole new thing.
That's so weird because it just seems so natural to me. Like,
yeah, whatever.
Give me the toys. Like, toys are fun. Who doesn't like to go to like Toys R Us? Do you know? No? You don't
We
like-
talked about this. I went to Toys R Us once and bought a board game, Heartthrob, which I could not read because I could not read English and I had no friends to play with me. Remember this?
Yes. Okay, fine. That's true.
So I think playing with your kids and engaging with them at their level, which is what people say, right? When you like get down to their level, like so they can see you eye to eye and you're speaking to them in words that they can understand, all that stuff. That's new parenting. This is not what our parents did for us. So I understand
No, I know.
When somebody scoffs at, oh my God, you're playing with your child. Because honestly, I don't want to be playing with my child. I love my children and I do play with them. But, you know, I multitask. I'm not even going to lie. Like when I'm playing with the kids upstairs, I'm actually stretching and doing yoga. So I'm in like yoga poses and I'm like, yeah. Look at, you know, lion go. Yeah, let's build that thing. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Downward dog. Plank. Look at that puzzle. It's so hard. So yeah, I'm multitasking. I don't really want to be playing. Do you know what Soren likes to play?
What?
He likes Alouette to be baby cheetah. He likes to be big brother cheetah. And he likes me to be Mama Cheetah. Like Mamá Cita, Mamá Cita.
Mamá Cita. Oh my God, can we call you Mamá Cita from now
I
on?
call myself that all the time, and every time he wants to play.
Okay, that's another t-shirt. You guys.
Mama Cheetah.
Okay. I'm starting this. I'm just going to do it. We need to have a line of t-shirts with all the stupid shit that we say.
I already have like a website thing that'll make it.
Okay, but I'll start designing them.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so how else have you coped with the pandemic? Don't tell me about your like yoga, meditation. Tell me the real deal.
No, seriously, by ignoring all adult responsibilities.
Okay, so escapism.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a good thing.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I was doing yoga and playing and, you know, having fun and completely ignoring everything else. I'm just like, I'm not going to be an adult. I'm just going to hide in my apartment until this is over.
Like a true Pisces.
Shut up. Pisces. I just thought of like Walter Mercado.
Oh my God, I love him. Do you know he was a flamenco dancer? We have to watch his documentary.
I've seen it. It's great.
That's the one thing you've seen.
I loved it. I loved it.
I still actually have not watched it.
You have to watch it.
I know. I always loved him.
It made me love him so much more watching all this like behind the scenes footage of him and just like him talking and just, you know, not doing the horóscopo, just being himself.
Yeah, but what did he always say? Siempre, siempre, siempre con mucho amor.
I love him. I loved him so much more after watching that documentary. It's great. If you guys haven't checked it out,
I have to watch it.
It's called Mucho, Mucho Amor, The Legend of Walter Mercado. It's really good. It's on Netflix.
So there's that couch that came out. Have you seen this couch? And it's sold out during the pandemic because kids are jumping all over the couch. And so it transforms.
Is it like a one huge bed or something?
It's like
because I would love that.
A weird shape.
Do they make that?
It's couch? A cool couch, and it's like a fun shape. Oops, sorry, that was the wine glass with the button on my sweater. Ding. Pardon. Pardon, pardon-moi. I speak French. Nugget. It's called Nugget. Couches are the hit of the pandemic. Foam blocks covered in micro suede fabric that together form a couch, but separately can be used for fort building, jumping, or general toddler mayhem.
That sounds awesome.
So I'm going to turn this around.
What? Oh my God.
And so you can build
fun.
it into all kinds of different shapes, and the kids just jump and play, and it's washable, and it's light so you can carry it to other places.
Okay, I want one of those.
Nugget couch, people.
Can someone send that to me? Whoever wants to send that to me, if you want to send a little something to Alex.
I will post a picture of myself on the Nugget couch. for this couch.
I will pose on that nugget couch for you.
She will pose on the nugget, guys.
You want to see Alex on the nugget?
This is awesome. Like, it turns into all kinds of, like, different shapes and fun things. This kid does not look okay. Oh my God. What happened?
Hold on. Please save that picture right now before you lose it. Save it.
If I don't use it, I lose it. I'm going to use
Don't
this
lose
picture.
it so you can use it.
I'm going to use this picture. So I don't lose it. Save image.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that fun nugget brought to you by Nugget Couch. I wish they were paying us for this ad because we're awesome.
You know what?
You need to tag them on this.
I'm gonna tag them and, dude, send me a nugget and I will pose on the nugget
too.
I will freaking pose on the nugget.
I have 2 cute little kids. I will throw on that nugget.
In that position.
They will roll. They will jump.
Sit, stay, roll.
I told you, I run a tight ship. You never post that when I say that.
That's awesome.
Mamacitas, did your parents engage in active playtime with you? How much do you play with your kids? How are you coping with parenting during the pandemic?
On the next episode of
Mamá Cita! Boys, girls, keeping up with gender in the modern age.
This is a podcast about starting conversations, so share your thoughts.
Leave us comments.
Send us pictures of your mama date.
Mamá Cita.
Mama date.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Mamacita Podcast. And if you want to talk to us live, look for us on Clubhouse. New episodes out every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe. And if you like what you heard, please give us 5 stars and leave a review. Thank you for listening. Mamá Cita Podcast is created, hosted, and produced by Wendy Castellanos-Wolf and Alexandra Rosso. Edited by Alexandra Rosso. Our sound engineer is Scott Wolf, and our theme song is based on Drume Negrita, a Cuban lullaby, arranged and recorded by Scott Wolf. Also, check out our Mamá Cita blog by Wendy Castellanos-Wolf. Find that and more at mamacitapodcast.com.
You cut me off like mid-rap, girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
I whistle for a cab and what it gave me the license. What was it?
Chilling
No,
out,
girl.
Max, and relaxing, all cool. No, it's gone. Just let it snow, okay? Just let it snow.
Okay, let it snow.
We did it!